Something happened at your house that the mayor, you think, orchestrated?
Last summer, my house was sprayed with bullets. A couple of cars got shot up. My tenants' cars got shot up. One got shot up 9 times. The other one had 2 rounds in it. All I have to say is Tiffany is suspect.
Oh my God! Things are heating up in Dolton like a summer sidewalk. One of the village trustees just dropped a truth bomb on Mayor Tiffany, and it's got the whole town buzzing. You know how small town politics can be, sometimes even hotter than a summer day.
You don't agree with the residents and the trustees. You should never be in a public official.
Okay, so get this. The mayor of Dolton, who likes to call herself the super mayor, I mean, who does she think she is, Wonder Woman, is caught up in some major controversy right now. One of the village trustees has come forward with a story that's wilder than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. And here's the kicker. The person at the center of the allegations is none other than Mayor Tiffany Henyard herself.
I've been to my house on numerous occasions, calling me a hater of hers.
The trustee spilled the tea, saying, "She have been to my house on numerous of occasions, calling me a hater of hers." Girl, this is not high school. We're talking about a mayor here. Now let me break this down for you, because it's juicier than a Georgia peach. A critic of Mayor Tiffany Henyard, former Dolton trustee Valeria Stubbs, believes that Henyard might have arranged a shooting at her own home. I know, right? It sounds like something straight out of a crime show. Last July, 2 cars belonging to Stubbs' tenants were riddled with at least 9 bullets. Stubbs thinks this wasn't just some random act of violence, but a straight-up retaliation for her public criticism of the mayor. Talk about taking political shots to a whole new level.
Unfortunately, I disagree with a lot of things that he was doing because it wasn't for the best interest, I should say, of the residents of Dolton. I didn't like a lot of things that she was doing. She had a lack of knowledge of what the job of a trustee was.
Now, why would Stubbs think Henyard was behind this? Well, apparently, Henyard has been accused of draining Dolton's finances faster than a leaky faucet. We're talking extravagant trips, fancy dinners, and personal luxuries, all on the taxpayer's dime. Stubbs said, "I asked her personally for a copy of the budget so I could look over the budget as a resident of the village of Dolton, and she wouldn't even give me a copy." Girl, if you're not hiding anything, why so secretive? When asked if she believes 40-year-old Henyard was behind the shooting, Stubbs didn't mince words. She said, "Absolutely." But wait, it gets wilder. Stubbs claims that Henyard had been intimidating her at her home multiple times before the shooting. It all started during a snowstorm last winter when Stubbs called out Henyard for hiring a registered sex offender as a village code enforcement officer. I mean, who does that? Now, here's where it gets really bizarre. After Stubbs' accusations made headlines, Henyard posted a strange video of herself shoveling snow from Stubbs' driveway. Talk about a weird flex. Henyard was trying to play it cool, saying, "This is what it looks like when you pull up on your haters." A smiling Henyard states, "Guess what? I am there for all my haters. It doesn't matter because I am the mayor of all of Dolton. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and even the hateful." Girl, this isn't the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is real.
And that's when she started talking about her haters. "Oh, I'm at Valerie Stubbs' house. She called and asked me for help. See, I even helped my haters."
Henyard went on saying, and that's when she started talking about her haters. "Oh, I'm at Valerie Stubbs' house. She called and asked me for help. See, I even helped my haters." But Stubbs was having none of it. She said she never called Henyard for help and went to the next board meeting to call her out for lying. A few months later, after Stubbs tried to organize a recall effort, which, spoiler alert, didn't work out, Henyard showed up at her property with a whole caravan of police and city workers. It was like a small army rolling up. Stubbs wasn't even home, but her tenants called her, freaking out about all these people outside. Now here's where it gets really scary. 2 months after that incident, Stubbs was jolted awake at 6:30 a.m. by a barrage of gunshots. She rushed outside to comfort a witness at a nearby bus stop who was shaken up by the whole thing. When she checked her property, she found 2 of her tenants' cars riddled with bullet holes and shell casings scattered on the ground. A neighbor's doorbell camera caught the whole scene on video, showing 2 men fleeing in a white car. Stubbs is convinced Henyard was behind the attack, but when she reported the shooting to the local police, she claims they refused to give her the police report. "We don't trust the police here," she said. Apparently, the department is filled with the mayor's allies. It's like something out of a mob movie.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
Now, critics are saying that Henyard is running Dolton like her own personal kingdom. They claim she's using fear tactics to get businesses to fork over money and wielding local police as a means of intimidation. Thanks to her spending spree, the town of 20,000 is now drowning in millions of dollars of debt. It's so bad that some say Dolton police cruisers might soon be repossessed due to unpaid bills. Talk about a hot mess. But wait, there's more. Regina Waldrop, who started digging into this case 6 months ago, has uncovered some truly shocking information. She's allegedly obtained copies of complaints accusing Mayor Tiffany Henyard and an unnamed Dolton trustee of sexual retaliation and discrimination. The controversy revolves around a trip they all took to Las Vegas last year, with one woman alleging that a sexual encounter during the trip was non-consensual. Girl, what happens in Vegas definitely didn't stay in Vegas this time. According to the complaints, when the woman reported the incident to Mayor Henyard, the mayor allegedly warned her that if the details got out, it would ruin her reputation and undo all her hard work. Henyard supposedly promised to handle the situation and asked her to trust her. But just days later, the woman was placed on unpaid medical leave without her consent and was eventually fired. Talk about adding insult to injury. Some trustees who didn't go on the Vegas trip were shocked when they heard about the allegations. They're calling for both the mayor and the unnamed trustee to step down. One trustee said, "Everybody involved, if you hold a position, you should resign immediately. There's already enough shame being brought to this village. How much more? How much more?" Lawyer Michael McGrath, who's representing Dolton's trustees, spilled the tea saying, "This village has so many people with so many credit cards, they're swiping like crazy, and that's why it had to come to a complete halt. There is thousands and thousands of dollars for Amazon purchases, for PayPal, for Target, for Walgreens, for Jewel Osco, in the hundreds and thousands of dollars. Girl, it sounds like they were treating the village credit card like it was Black Friday every day." The so-called super mayor is currently under federal investigation, which began several months back. The authorities have now asked for a mountain of documents from both the village and a restaurant she owns, along with her other business ventures. It's like they're trying to solve a 1,000-piece puzzle of Henyard's finances. At a recent meeting, a few village positions were cut after a 4-1 vote. Henyard claimed the layoffs were just political retaliation from the trustees. But the trustees argued that the decisions were purely business-related. Trustee Brittany Norwood said, "The village is bleeding. If residents knew the truth, they'd hit the roof. Sounds like the truth tea is about to be spilled." Now get this. Henyard's been flaunting her generosity on Instagram, making a big deal about giving out free food to residents. But it's hard not to see this as just a way to win votes and polish her image rather than actually solving any problems. In one of her posts, she said, "Hey guys, we're here at the pantry, and I just want to make sure that the residents get their food, because, you know, the board said the other day they wasn't not voting to pay people to eat. Now you're good. So I want to make sure that you knew that your super mayor was still out here on the grind, take care of the people, and make sure they eat." Girl, if you have to tell people you're a super mayor, you're probably not. But that's not even the craziest part, besties. There have been rumors that Tiffany's running the village like a mob boss, yanking business licenses from anyone who doesn't cough up for her so-called charity. She's neck-deep in shady deals, taking luxury trips on the taxpayers' dime and even getting them to fund a personal ice skating rink. And don't get me started on her marketing spree. Tiffany's face is everywhere on 122 billboards around town, and she's shelling out tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars each month to a PR firm to try and polish her tarnished image. Talk about vanity gone wild. Now the heat's really on for Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Federal agents have cranked up the pressure with a full-blown criminal investigation. They've slapped her with a subpoena demanding a mountain of business records and financial documents. Recently, the FBI stormed the Thorntown Township Hall to deliver not one, but 2 subpoenas to Henyard. Girl, when the FBI comes knocking, you know it's serious. As if all this wasn't enough, by March 2024, the trustees were looking into some shady spending from a Las Vegas trip. That's when former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was brought in as a special investigator, getting paid $400 an hour to scrutinize the extravagant spending of what's now known as one of America's worst mayors. Talk about from one controversy to another. At a recent village board meeting, the mayor revealed that Dolton is grappling with a staggering $2 million deficit. That includes over $427,000 still owed for street paving and another $400,000 for tree trimming. It seems like people are already onto the reason behind the deficit, alleged spending by Tiffany Henyard. Girl, it's like she's playing Monopoly with real money. And here's where it gets really wild. There have been alleged footages surfacing showing that public buildings supposedly used for community activities are actually being turned into strip clubs at night. Imagine this. A taxpayer-funded community center where residents expected to see kids enjoying a swim instead turns into a full-blown pool party complete with a cash bar and even exotic dancers. It's like Magic Mike meets Parks and Recreation. Dolton trustee Dwayne Muhammad, who's in charge of the fitness center committee, has his son running the place. Despite the uproar, Muhammad insists that everything was above board and perfectly legal, but the footage tells a different story. What you see is hard to deny, and people are pushing hard for answers, especially about who gave the green light for this event. Whew, besties, that was a wild ride from start to finish. It's like a real-life soap opera playing out in Dolton, Illinois. What do you think? Is Tiffany Henyard's reign as super mayor coming to an end? Or will she somehow wiggle her way out of this mess? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more juicy small-town drama. Bye!